I'm just delighted to be part of the celebration of the 20th anniversary of CIGI. It has done so much so well in such a short period of time, 2 decades. I remember so well the event where I guess CIGI was born. Jim Balsley assembled 7 or 8 of us at his cottage in Muskoka in February, and it turned out to be a huge snowstorm weekend. And we arrived there on the Friday night, and it's the Saturday morning before we began our deliberations, and Jim went out for his run. And a half an hour went on, and 45 minutes, and I said, fellows, I think we may have a problem. Jim may have gotten lost in the storm. Let's get dressed and go out looking. And just as we were about to, Jim came in, of course, and quite happy about having a good excursion in the snow, with a big smile on his face, and he says, "I've got it." And the got it was what he wanted to do with CIGI, because I and a few others have been saying what we want to do is have new tech. And Jim produced the cheapest kind of handheld device in the world, $10, and distribute it all over the world, and we'll connect the world with digital communication. And that'll be a great, great stride for good. And it emerges naturally from what you've done with the innovation of BlackBerry. And Jim says, no, he says, that's too mechanical, that's too hardware. He said, I'm interested in the moral imperative of the new world and how we govern, because we can do all the technical advances and all of the kind of fixes. But unless you've got good governments that can bring order out of chaos with a sense of satisfaction of people in their democracies, you have a long ways to go with everything else. And that's how CIGI was born, innovation in global governance. And I look around the world today, the Economist Intelligence Unit does annual surveys on functional democracies in the world. And I asked you the question, how many functioning democracies are there in the world? Well, 8.4% of the world's population sits in a country that has a functional democracy. The first 5 are Iceland, Norway, Sweden, New Zealand, and Canada. And Canada bunch very closely. And the United States and France, cradles of democracy as we thought in the late 18th century, are not in that category. We have challenges. CIGI is well poised, based on its 20-year track record, to meet those challenges with courage and innovation. And I think the next 20 years are going to be great. Congratulations.